like easily. It was like, yo, if imagine them against an inferior opponent, right? So
Right.
they're balling out of control right now. The only question is, can they bring it on the road later on? They have 4 of the next 5 games on the road. We'll find out if they can travel with that defense on the road. But man, what I've seen so far, you gotta love it. And Jordan Love, his progression, right? As long as he doesn't turn the ball over, they're gonna be a very dangerous team. And I agree with you guys now putting the number 1 in the power rankings.
Right. And that speaking of that Packers defense, on Thursday night they blitzed Jaden Daniels 12 times. They forced 7 pressures and they sacked him 2 times. So that Packers defense definitely they right now they have a well-rounded roster, and like you said, they have beat 2 contenders out the gate in the NFC. I like to see them, like you said, Carlos, on the road, but right now how they're starting out, man, I don't. And this early in the season, man, they haven't even hit their stride. I believe
Right.
they're going to be there to the end, barring injuries, which can change everything. But the Packers, I believe, will be there at the end, man. And for the Commanders, hey, you just chalk it up into one of those nights, man, and you move on, and hopefully you'll see them again in the playoffs, and it'll be a different story. All right, with that, family, we go move on our first slate of games. Carlos, take it away.
Let's go, man. Hey, well, we have our Giants and Cowboys game, and that's going to be an NFC East rivalry. In that game, Dak Prescott and the Cowboys, we saw how their offense looked, minus the drop passes this past Thursday night to open the season up against the Eagles. They look like a really good team on offense for sure, and I'm excited to see what they can bring now to the table when it comes down to playing at home. I think they will overwhelm the Giants. What we saw from New York, they still can't score, no matter what. I personally don't care who the quarterback is, whether it's Russell Wilson, whether it is Dart. It doesn't matter to me. In this particular game, the Cowboys will just outscore the Giants. If the Cowboys score 24 points, I mean, I can't see New York scoring 25. So give me the Cowboys to win this one. And I'm also taking the spread -5.5. Give me Dallas to easily beat New York. They better come with it because whoever loses this game will be 0-2 to start the year off. Probably more concerned for the Giants side because of coaching staff and Malik Neighbors not loving what's going on and all that. But if the Cowboys go 0-2, America's team, they're going to talk about that for a long, long, long time. So give me Dallas to win this game against the New York Giants. Our next game on the docket, the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. But before we get into that, y'all, your thoughts on Cowboys and Giants right quick, Dolph?
Um, like you say, both teams looking squarely looking 0-2 in the face, but I think the Cowboys, based off their performance last week, look better than the Giants. I believe that they will hold serve today against the Giants. The Giants still, even with Russell Wilson, they still have some things that it just seems like something's just missing there with the Giants. Now, what the Cowboys are going to have to deal with is Brian Burns and that pass rush. Burns 2 sacks last week. We know they got Thibodeau. We know
Yeah.
the rookie Carter. So it's going to be a closer game than people think. And really, Dak Prescott has just owned the Giants. Until the Giants turn it around, man, I'm going with the Cowboys.
Gotcha. How about you, Lawrence? How you feeling about this game?
Same thing. It's going to be a Cowboys win. I mean, them falling 0-2 in division will be awful for them. The only thing the Giants can hope for is that their pass rush that Dolph mentioned can really wreak havoc on the game. That might put it in their favor. But like you said, Carlos, I don't see them scoring a lot of points. So Dallas wins.
Guys, we're going to our next match now. We have the Bengals taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Both teams coming in 1-0. A sneaky game. And I've said it before, and I like the Jaguars in the season. But I said this on my show Tuesday with TJ, our NFL podcast, and I said, hey, this game right here, and I know it's early in the season, if the Jaguars can beat the Bengals, they are going to the playoffs, in my opinion. If they lose to the Bengals, they're not going anywhere. This is a measure-up game for both teams, but mainly the Jaguars. We know about the Bengals, how they can turn it on anytime they feel like it. But in this game, the Jaguars, can they turn it on? I'm still going with Cincinnati to win this game at home. Joe Burrow and company, they had a disastrous week 1 offense. I can't see that happening back to back weeks. I can't. 7 yards in the second half. That's not going to happen against the Jaguars. Might be 6 yards. I'm playing. But still, give me the Bengals to win this one. Very close game. I like both these teams for the year, but it would be really cool to see the Jaguars going to win. But I'm going with Cincinnati at the moment. Dog. Any chance for Jacksonville to have the quote unquote upset against Cincinnati?
I won't necessarily say it'd be an upset, really,
Right.
because when you look at what Cincinnati did last week, especially on the defensive side of the ball, in the first half, they generated 0 pressures against the Browns last week. 0. Now in the second half, they increased that to like 17 pressures. But again, should we trust the Bengals defense after 1 week? They were playing Cleveland. So I'm happy now. They were playing Cleveland after their track record. We'll see today, but I think that the Jaguars have some firepower on that side of the ball. Travis Etienne averaged 5.8 yards after contact last week. I believe you have to get him going to help Trevor Lawrence out, and then of course you got Adams and you got the Heisman Trophy winner. So I'm taking the Jaguars in this one, guys. I think the Jaguars pull this one out.
I like it. Lawrence, how about you, brother?
If you just look at the box, look at they held the Browns to 14 points last week. Cincinnati's defense was lucky on a bunch of things, and I don't think the Jaguars will be. Both their interceptions were off should have been catches. The drive before their second turnover by Jerry Jeudy dropped a wide open slant on 4th down that would have put them into. I mean, with their field goal kicker, who knows, he would have made it. But there's a lot of things that happened that Browns did that just essentially gave it to Cincinnati. So I'm not of the belief that their defense is better, that they perform better. Just they had a few bounces go their way. And yeah, BTJ, you got to ETN kind of reestablish himself. So I'm with Dolphins. It's going to be closer. I'm not going to pick the Jaguars, but I would not be surprised at all if they did pull off the upset.
And I'll tell you what, they really trust ETN so much that they traded Bixby to the Philadelphia Eagles. So it's going to be all about ETN, or we call him HN. So it's gonna be interesting to see what kind of workhorse he'll be in this particular game against that vaunted Bengals defense, right? And I'm being very sarcastic when I say that, you guys. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's get to our next game on the docket now. A NFC North in the house. Both these teams come off of L's from other NFC North teams last week. That's funny how they just Bears and Lions back. Okay, that's crazy. But anyways, Bears, Lions. No, this is not a Thanksgiving matchup. This is week 2 of the NFL season. Bears, Lions, and now both these teams come here, quote unquote, limping. I like this match for Detroit. I think the Packers are right now at this very moment just head and shoulders better than majority of the NFL. Lions, very bad performance on the road. Now they come at home. They can't have back-to-back performances of looking this bad, right? So a good time to have a wounded Bears team coming to Detroit. You're on turf now. You can sling that football everywhere you want to. This is not a time to get your kinks in check now. That Packers team is just too awesome right now. You can't mess with them. Give me Detroit to win this game. Bears are a mess right now, how that second half ended with the Vikings, and I think the pressure with the Caleb Williams yet again for this particular game. Give me the Lions in a blowout to beat Chicago. I'm sorry with you, Lawrence. Any way Chicago has a chance to beat Detroit?
Oh, I 100% think so. It's a divisional matchup. The first half of the Bears game, they look good. And to me, the Lions still have not looked like the Lions at all this season. We talked about it last week about how, like, in the first preseason game, like talking heads like Colin Cowherd were saying, like, man, they don't look the same. In week 1, they didn't. They lost both their coordinators. Their interior offensive line lost all 3 of them to retirement or they just went away. And those things just can't be washed over. They had no interior running game, which is one of their strengths, and they were getting pushed up the middle. So the Bears defense, I think, is stronger at this point than the Bears offense. So I don't think it's as easy as a game as people think. The Lions will win, but I think a little bit closer than a lot of people think.
Hey, Dolph, what do the Bears have to do to at least be competitive? Or outright win this game against Detroit?
Well, I think they're going to be competitive, and I think they're going to have shots down the field. The Lions use man coverage 47% of the time against dropbacks against the Packers in week 1. And so what that did, that continued their tendency from last season when they used it at the highest rate in the league. So I believe that the Bears, of course, they have improved the outside weapons for Caleb Williams. The key to the game is going to be Caleb Williams, man. The script they played last week, he started off 10 for 10. Then after that, we saw what happened. So Caleb Williams is going to have to make big time throws today. I think their opportunity will be there for him. And I think the Bears, man. I think the Bears may shock the Lions today.
Let's go, y'all. We cannot forget about our subscribers, you guys. Let's get our comments in right quick. We got Christian Harwood said, "What's up? What's up, brother?" We got Norma Guy says, "Good morning." We got Smithster says, "Can the Bears win a damn game?" According to Dolph, they can.
I'm with you, Smithster, today, baby.
We got the beautiful Maggie, Aussie. Says,
Maggie mad at me. Still mad at me.
Maggie mad at everybody, man.
Wait the week 3. Next week, really mad.
That's a ritual, man. Who that record says Cowboy, Bengals, and Bears? That's his answer right there. Megan says, waiting for the Hawks game to come hour 3 a.m. start here. Yes, ma'am. All right, we got someone from the Philippines. Vincent Ken Uchi Dragon says Philippines. Hi, what's up, man? Welcome. Come on in. That's right. This is Ask NFL Terms for the Coming in Sports Network, man. Subscribe to the channel. And always good to see you, Vinci. We got F125 Gamer says, hi, what's up, F125 Gamer? Thank y'all for showing love and support. We got Faison Hammer says, hi, know that it's hard to find a good stream. That's why I'm watching it on Screen Variety TV. I don't know if that's an ad or not, but what's up, Faison?
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Megan, what's good, girl? She in the building showing love. We got, the law firm in the building.
Annie Marie Elizabeth Velasquez. If that ain't a law firm, baby, I don't know what is.
Let's go. She said, what about the player Hutchinson, the one who got injured last season? He's back, right?
Yeah,
he's back.
Yeah, he's back.
You just couldn't tell last week. Just couldn't tell.
He was just missing the action.
We got J-Rock in the building showing love. Said, what as the NFL turns?
What up, J-Rock? What's going on, baby? Thank you for being here.
We got Eric Wallace. Says, good morning.
All the way from the West Coast, the 12th man checking in, baby. What's going on, E, baby?
Let's get it, man. Oh, my God, showing love. Appreciate it. We got Derpy Entertainment. Says, oh, no, who the heck wants to watch 2-0 0-1 teams and Giants and Cowboys? F no. Don't worry. Hey, the roster gets better. The docket gets better. It gets better, y'all. So thank y'all for showing love, man. I appreciate it. Now we will turn it over to Mr. Lawrence Foster. What up, Lawrence?
The docket doesn't get better with these 3 games, Carlos, but here we go. We're going to kick things off with Rams and Titans. If you dive deep, it's more interesting than you think, though. The Titans last week played the Broncos on the road in Cam Ward's first start, held Bo Nix and Sean Payton in check pretty well. Nix threw 2 interceptions, had a QBR of just 26.2, a quarterback rating of 60. So the Titans defense, which often got overlooked last year just because how putrid Will Levis and the Mayo offense was, they're there. And Matt Stafford is a statue. The Texans defense really kind of kept the game close there last week in week 1. So I'm not going to go out on a limb and say the Titans win this game. But again, it's one of those that if they're not careful, it's going to be a 1-possession game in the fourth quarter. So the Rams win it, but I think the Titans keep it a lot closer than people think. What say you, Carlos?
Man, it's going to be an ugly-ass game. Just like Rams and Texans. I think the Rams want to play like this, though. They don't mind making it ugly because of I think they're built for that, honestly. And that's why I got them going all the way to the Super Bowl from the NFC side. I think they're built for ugly-ass games. Mm-hmm. And this will be no different, in my opinion. That Titans defense, they're for real. We saw that last week in week 1 against the Broncos. And I don't think it's the Broncos being bad. I thought it was the Titans is being really damn good on defense. But now they take it at home. So it'll be a lot tougher for the Rams to win this game, but I still got them in a very, very close, ugly-ass, low-scoring game. I'm gonna go Rams probably like 13-10, something like that. So how about you, Dolph?
Man, I'm gonna tell you, one matchup I'm keeping a close eye on is Jerry versus Dan Moore Jr.
Mm.
Dan Moore last week allowed a team high 8 pressures and 2 sacks in his first game as a Titan. Now, it shouldn't have shocked us because last season he was the 11 high. He allowed the 11 highest pressure rate among left tackles in the league. So he picked up right where he left off last season. So, and today he goes up against Jerry Verse, a young, excellent pass rusher for the Rams. Man, I think the Titans, man, look, they're a work in progress, man. But listen, what the Titans do have, they do have a defense. They do have a defense, but I think offensively they'll be challenged to score today. I'm going with the Rams.
All right. But the Rams there, and Derpy saying the Texans defense is terrible. They were 6 in total defense last year and 14 in points allowed, Derpy. So I don't just say things without stats to back them up. Thanks, Derpy. Moving on to the Pats and Dolphins here. Yeah, I'm not one of those blowhards that just said things without something to back it up. Pats and Dolphins, another, I think, a very disappointing week one for both of these fan bases with a lot of hope going into week one. The Patriots spent all that money in the offseason to get better. They brought in Mike Vrabel, and then what did they do week one? They lose a kind of just bland game to the Raiders.
Right.
Whereas last year, Gerard Mayo, as terrible as everyone says he was, they beat the Bengals on the road. So there's all of that. Tua Tagovailoa is 7-0 against New England. They had after a week one loss, they had a players-only meeting. Not great, but I think Miami has a better chance of bouncing back after week one. Their offense historically does really well early season. They're at home. So I see Miami kind of winning in a double-digit victory margin here. Dolph, how do you think these two teams square up?
Like you said, it's going to be an ugly game. During the offseason, we heard everyone speaking about Drake May, about the young quarterback, and I believe it was you and I, Lawrence. We had one of our all-season shows, and we were talking about Drake May. And going back and looking at his season, I was like, he didn't have as good of a season as you would think. Matter of fact, if you put his numbers against Caleb Williams' number from last year, Caleb Williams just knocks him off the pole. Now, last year, Drake May posted the second lowest passer rating of 70 when he faced the blitz, compared to the 11th highest passer rating at 94 when he didn't face the blitz. Last week, against the Colts, the Dolphins blitzed a league high 51% of the time on dropbacks. If I'm the Dolphins, I'm blitzing the hell out of Drake May today, and I'm gonna force him to find Diggs. I'm gonna force him to beat me with the blitz because he struggles against the blitz. But with this game being, what's this game in Foxborough?
It's Miami.
It's in Miami.
It's in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
You done called a emergency team only meeting after week one. You better come out here and win. So I'm going with the Dolphins in this one.
Yeah, look, I wish I can enter my Coach Rock spirit and be like, all right, man, next game. But can't do that right here. I'm not Coach Rock. So what I am going to say is that the Dolphins are at home and Tua has their number. I figure it should be an easy win. I feel bad for Patriots fans. Psych, I don't feel bad for Patriots fans at all because they had all their glory. But anyways, both two very poor performances. Might be the two worst performances we saw from week one. And now we have this matchup from week two. But give me the Dolphins. They got to get things together right now. If you're the Patriots, you can't mess around and lose home games against teams that are kind of like in your same realm, a la Las Vegas Raiders. You can't lose home games like that. It puts you in a bind to start the year off already because you only have so many home games, so many away games. Give me the Dolphins to win this one. It won't be pretty either, but give me Miami to win this one, the close one, because they need it worse. I think the Dolphins are still having a mindset of playoffs where the Patriots, in reality, are probably saying, let's just get better.
Yeah. And then the closing of my trio, we got the Niners and Saints. Man, the Niners, can they just stay healthy? Last year's season was washed out essentially because of injuries. And week one, they already lose George Kittle, put on IR for short term. Purdy's going to at least miss this week. So already through week one, they're having sustaining injuries to really important key players. So the question is like, Mac Jones, is he gonna be able to come in here and make plays in this offense? To me, that makes it a CMC running type game with what they have going on here. And the Saints last year, Spencer Rattler still looking for his first NFL win. They played the Cardinals tough in week one. They had their chances to win. So I'm actually going to go a bit of an upset here. I have the Saints getting their first win, getting Rattler's first win. Saints get to back to 500, 1-1. Dolph, you are in your Saints. You're Jimmy Graham, not Jeremy Shockey, I learned. Who we got going here?
Nah, ain't no shocky, baby.
Ain't no
Ain't
shocking.
no
Hell
shocky.
no.
But let me just say this. We going up against who? Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones.
Jones.
Man, hey, one thing I didn't realize, Mac Jones has 20 wins as a starting quarterback in the National Football League. Most of that was his first year. With that being said, Spencer Rattler still yet to win the game. Now, the problem with Spencer, though he played okay last week, the problem with Spencer is when facing the blitz. Last week, he was just 5 of 12 for 34 yards and no touchdowns while under pressure in week one. That is not going to cut it against the 49ers. And offensively, I want to see how our young tackles handle Nick Bosa. Last week, Calvin Banks Jr., the number one pick for the Saints, he gave up 2 pressures. And the previous year, number one pick, Talisa Fuaga, he gave up 4 pressures before he was benched, but went out with an injury. So the 49ers missing all that firepower, man. The Saints did play better than I expected last week. Had an opportunity to tie that game or possibly go for the win. I'm picking the Saints and Spencer Rattler to get their first win of the season, and Spencer to get his first win in the National Football League. It's gonna be an ugly game. I got the Saints winning by a field goal, man, 13-10.
Hey, no Mac Jones, no George Kittle. Thank God you're playing against New Orleans.
Yeah.
Hey,
looking at it too. Hey, we playing the Saints.
That's like, hold on. At least we're playing the Saints, y'all.
Yeah.
We got time to get old Purdy healthy again for real competition. I'm joking, Saints. I know we got Look, I'm with you, though, Dolph, as far as like the Saints were very competitive last week, and that's all I wanted to see. Do we belong? I just want to make sure we belong, and for the week one we belong in the NFL. That's fine. If not, I thought I could boot us to the XFL, UFL, or something like that. So I had to make sure we were good. So we actually belong, right? As long as our starters just stay healthy and play very well, I'm very happy for what the Saints showed in week one. Now, my only concern is week two against a Niners defense that looked damn good last week against Seattle, in Seattle. Now they're going to New Orleans with a quarterback yet to get a win. I don't think Fred Warner and those guys like, yeah, that's the guy. We're the team that'll give him his first win as a starting quarterback. I don't see that happening. I'm with you guys, though. Very ugly ass game, but give me the Niners to win this one out alone with one. Out alone with that, baby, because give me the Niners. Although I hope my Saints do win. Who that nation? I'm going Niners, man. 19-13. Ugh.
An ugly score. So. Kicking over to Dolph here. Dolph, following a big comeback win against the Ravens, Buffalo hits the road to take on the 0-1 Jets. Is there any letdown here for the Bills emotionally, physically? How do you see this game shaping out?
If this was week one, I would say there's no chance in hell. But after last week, I was impressed by the Jets offense. I mean, we arguably saw the best game for the Jets' young quarterback since he's been in the National Football League. They put up 32 on the Steelers. You have one of the premier defensive players on that side of the ball, but I don't see a letdown for the Bills. It's a division game. It's the Jets. It's New York. It's a battle of New York. And I just see the Bills winning this game. I think the Bills win this game by 10 or more, man.
Ooh. Hey, I agree with you. As much as I would love to see the Jets have this revamped offense do very well against Buffalo. I'll tell you what, that was a good showing against a supposed to be really good Steelers defense. But now you take it on Buffalo to where you know they're going to score. So the
Right.
mentality coming in is a little different. You might press a little more. I'm hoping that Fields can come out there with the same mentality. You know what? Let me not turn the ball over. Let me not do too much. Let's just stick to our game plan, because usually when the Jets score 34, they're supposed to win that game. I mean, excuse me, 32.
Right.
They're supposed to win that game against the Steelers, and they didn't do that. Well, you know, the Bills are aiming for 30 plus as well. So the mentality is a little different. Give me Buffalo to win this one, and I think they'll kind of humble New York and put them back into there. You know, you're still the doormat of
Yeah.
the AFC East. So.
Right. And right quick before we move on, one thing that could be a difference today to give the Jets an opportunity. Now, last week they did limit the Steelers to 2.7 yards per attempt on the ground, so they did a very good job against the run. If they're able to do that today, and dare I say, put the game in the hands of Josh Allen, I mean, shit, you know, you can't win for losing. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, I'm going with Buffalo, though, man.
How about you, Lawrence?
Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about the game because what the Jets can do is something the Ravens were able to do. Fields is a mobile quarterback, which the Bills struggled last week with Lamar Jackson. They can run the ball, and I think they have a stronger offensive line than the Ravens do, and they just got absolutely gashed. So I think the blueprint's there for the Jets of let's run the ball. I think they'll stick to the run more than the Ravens did to try to control the clock and let, like you, keep Josh Allen off the field. And in the last few years, the first game against the Jets, the Bills have struggled. I mean, they lost to Zach Wilson a few years ago in week one. The first matchup is always tough because the defense knows how to play Josh.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a one-score Bills kick a field goal at the end again to win type game.
Could happen. Dolph, get us our next game, brother.
All right, here we go. Oh, this is a throwback game here, baby. To the old AFC, baby. We got Pittsburgh taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Now, last week, the Steelers run game, how should I put this kindly? It simply sucked. It disappeared. It didn't show up. And here's what I'm talking about, guys. The Steelers running back ran for the team's lowest yards per carry in a game since 2023. And that was a week 2 game against the Browns. They averaged 2.7 yards per carry. Jalen Warren, who now is supposed to be the feature back, he received 11 carries in that game. But get this, he was hit behind the line of scrimmage 63% of the time last week.
Crazy.
What the hell is the Steelers offensive line doing? If you think, and he's the primary. Ricky Caleb Johnson took only 2 snaps. Guess what? He lost 2 yards on one of them. But, man, look, the Steelers did throw 34. They got Aaron Rodgers. It's going to be Aaron Rodgers, man. Aaron Rodgers completed 8 of 10 passes last week off of play action. I don't know why hell they wasn't running the ball, so I don't know what the hell I don't know what the hell the Jets would bite on, but he went 8 of 10 for 71 yards and 3 touchdowns. So, man, give me in a close one, man. Give me the Steelers at home to go to 2-0, but it's going to be a really good game.
About you, Phil Lawrence?
I feel the same way. I never really liked the West Coast teams coming to the East Coast. I think that's a tough thing for people to do. And, I mean, the Seahawks, Sam Darnold kind of looked like the old Sam Darnold last week, and that was at home with the 12s on their side. So I think the Steelers get a fairly easy win here over the Seahawks. Sorry, Aussie.
I wouldn't call it an easy win. I think Seattle can be very competitive in this game. I do like the Seahawks defense. But I'm with you guys though. Give me Pittsburgh to win this game. I like just the Steelers' makeup on offense. Look, that was a great showing by Aaron Rodgers, and the big momentum is on their side. They haven't had any type of feeling like that in a long time, and I think it carries with old man Rodgers, at least for this game, at home as well. Those terrible towels will be flanging and slanging and banging, and I think that they put it on Seattle early in this game. And give me the Steelers to go 2-0.
Yeah. Look at Megan say, I'm watching you, though.
Oh, she
Uh,
mad at us now.
that damn Dolph. All right, man. Well, what's the name? Oh, let's close it out. The Ravens taking on the Browns. The Browns came up this short last week against Joe Burrow and the Dolphins. This week they take on a team that is angry, should be angry, upset, should be angry, and upset at the head coach who continues to make questionable decisions in crucial games. Now, with that being said, let's talk about Myles Garrett, who generated 5 of the Browns' 8 pressures. Pressures last week, the man got 5 and 2 sacks. So Myles Garrett is he's Myles Garrett, one of the best in the league. That's that simple. Now, on the other side, you got to stop Derrick Henry. Last week against Buffalo, Derrick Henry was running wild until Ed Oliver punched that ball out and made a fumble. You got to hold on to that ball, King. So in his debut, Derrick Henry forced 4 missed tackles, and he gained 72 yards after forcing those missed tackles, and he averaged just under 6 yards after contact. Give me the Ravens in this game, but I think it's going to be closer than people think. And one thing that the Browns did discover last week, look for them guys to come out today in their 12 personnel, which is their 2 tight ends and one running back. David Njoku and rookie Harold Fanning Jr., man, who I love coming out of this draft from Bowling Green, they both logged over 70% of the offensive snaps, with the 2 of them combining for 10 catches, 100 yards. And listen, so I think they found something there. But again, it's going to be tough going into Baltimore, getting that victory today. They're going to have to generate turnovers, I think, for them to. They're going to have to steal some possessions, but I don't think they'll be able to do it. I got the Ravens in this one, family.
How about you, Lawrence?
No, I'm with Dolph on everything. I think this is going to be the biggest blowout of the week. The Ravens are like they can't believe they lost the game. I can't believe they lost the game last week. I feel really sorry for the Browns and their fans in this game. It's going to be an absolute BTA situation.
Talk about belt to ass. I'm going with the Ravens as well. Clean sweep across the board. I do think it will be a close game, though. I got the Browns with the spread, plus 11.5. Give me Cleveland to keep it close, per se. The Ravens, early in the year, they always have those kind of weird, the first 3 or 4 games, it's just like, I'm 0-2 or 2-2, things like that. I think the Browns keep it very competitive in this game. I think the Browns offense shows life in this game as well against Baltimore. But Baltimore, at the end, this is the one team that can brag about kind of shutting down Derrick Henry a little bit. The Browns, the last couple of games, they haven't allowed any more than 73 yards rushing to Derrick Henry the last couple of games. So they can brag about that. I mean, having Myles Garrett down there helps out a lot as well to be a disruptor. But I think Ravens do, at the end, kind of win this one by like 10 points, something like that. I'm going to go Ravens. Let's go 30-20. I think they win 30-20. But close game, though. I'm going to go with the Browns to spread 11.5. I think that's too high, in my opinion. That's just how I'm feeling. All right, let's keep it rocking and rolling now, man. We got Lawrence about to show him some love, y'all. We got our 4th and out coming our way. Not now, but right now. Lawrence, take it away, brother.
What's up, everybody? 4 and out, week 2 edition. We were kind of spot on last week, kicking us off on first down this week. Green Bay, they kicked off week 2 against the Commanders. I think at this point in the season, we had the number 1 in our table for 32 power rankings our first week. I don't see them moving anywhere off of that. They beat 2 of the top NFC contenders pretty handily. Love is looking good. The receivers looking good. Jacobs has had his moments. The defense is just looking like a step above what they were last year. Green Bay, to me right now, looks like a juggernaut. The only question is, like Carlos said earlier, they haven't played on the road. Injuries, and then are they peaking at the wrong time? You always worry about teams peaking early, not having that at the end. But at least through the beginning of week 2, Green Bay looks like the top team in the NFC, arguably the top team in the league. Second down, Miami, are they already cooked? They got shellacked 33-8 last week against the Colts. They already had a players-only meeting. Tyreek Hill had another domestic violence case. Like, he's screaming on the sideline week 1. Like, everything is just looking like everyone thought it was in the offseason. Old players calling them soft, players moving in calling them soft. This is really, I think, a must-win game for Miami, must-win game for McDaniels. Like, if they get beat again, like Tua is undefeated against them, 0-2, the seats are going to get really hot for Mike McDaniels there in Miami. Third down. Should the Lions and KC fans be worried? Two teams that couldn't come off losses week 1. The Chiefs play the Eagles in week 2, a really tough ask to get to avoid the 0-2 start. I don't think either team should be worried in the long run, but if they fall here, 0-2 may have a little bit cause for concern. Kansas City has never lost 3 games in a row in the Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid era. If they lose to the Eagles today, they'll be the first because they lost the Super Bowl. They lost last week, so this will be the 3rd straight game. The Lions, they play the Bears. That seems like a get-right game for them at home. They're going to be wanting to show out and be like, hey, we weren't as bad as we played last week. That's more about Green Bay. But, again, losses here to each team could maybe start – the panic button might be – especially Lions fans who, aside from the last few years, have a history of just being one of those teams at the bottom. They might start panicking like, oh, God, like that character in The Waterboy. Oh, no, we suck again. Like that type of thing going on. 4th down. What is up with the kickers I thought I was watching college football last Sunday with as much as the kickers were choking in the games. You had the Browns kicker Smith missing a 36-yarder and an extra point. Koo missing the field goal. He didn't even get brought to the team this week, so he's been replaced, not cut yet, but he's not active and not with the team this week. You had Luke missing the extra point for the Ravens and often forgot part of that comeback win by the Bills. That would have made it a 16-point game. And then Moody, who had an awful week 1, was released after week 1. So I'm looking for a bounce back week by the kickers this week. I was thinking I was watching college football as much as that was being as much as kicks were being missed. And that's 4 and out here at Come On In Sports.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that, Lawrence. With 4th and out, you guys. Look, I agree with you on the kickers. God damn, what was going on, man? Especially the Browns kicker. Yeah. Bro, you only get 1 shot. Do not miss a chance to blow because opportunity come once in a man. Like his first thought was, whoo. Whoo! Like, okay, all right, bro. Stop that. But that's 4th and out, though, by Lawrence. Hey, y'all, let's keep it rocking and rolling now, man. We got some more games on the docket, man. Let's keep it rocking and rolling. Let's see. Broncos, Colts. I'll take over this one. This one is going to be one of my favorite games to watch. I'm not going to lie. The Colts have a new attitude now. I think Daniel Dimes, y'all, and we can really call him Daniel Dimes. I think, I'm not going to say Peyton Manning or Andrew Luck reincarnated, but the man has got new life now with a new team and a team that can kind of keep his ass off the ground. I saw numerous times last week against Miami where the pocket was so damn clean. My man had time to run a marathon right quick, man, and come back and say, what up, y'all? But now you're facing against a gauntlet defense in Denver, right? But Denver was fortunate to play against a bad team in Tennessee last week. I think 30 other teams would have beat the Broncos last week. Just saying. I mean, it's just my opinion. They're just lucky that the offense for Tennessee is nowhere near clicking at all as of yet. So, Colts versus Broncos, I like the Colts. And I'm going to tell you why. The running game. I think that Taylor and company are going to have a monster game. I think Daniel Dimes is going to show that he is a top 32 starting caliber quarterback, and with a good team around him can make things happen. Is week 1 a fluke? I'm going to say no. Is it the all be all? No, not at all. But the Colts do look better than previous years, and I'm glad they went with Daniel Dimes over Anthony Richardson, in my opinion. Broncos, Bo Nix, I'm sorry. Hopefully it's because the Titans defense is that damn good. But Bo Nix made some questionable plays last week. It was horrible. And I said it, against any other team that had a decent type of offense, Broncos lose that game. Give me the Colts in a mild upset today to beat the Denver Broncos. How about you, Lawrence? How we going with it?
You're not going to be having to howl on this one, Carlos. I'm with you. I see the Colts winning this. You already mentioned Jonathan Taylor. Danny Dimes, as long as he plays mistake-free football, I think they're right there. And I think the Colts defense can kind of replicate what the Titans did last week, confusing Bo Nix, keeping the running game in check. So I'm with you, Carlos. It may be called an upset, but that's based off last year. This year, I don't think the Colts are an upset type team. They're a strong team with a better quarterback. Give me the Colts here.
All right, Dolph. Unmute yourself.
How the hell I get muted? But anyway. but anyway, man, looking back at this game last week, Bo Nix, man. Like you said, he had a terrible game. I mean, he threw 2 interceptions and lost a fumble. Could we be seeing the beginning of a sophomore slump for Bo Nix? But as you guys say, you asked the question, is the Titans defense that good? They've been that damn good for the last 2 years, 3 years. They just haven't had any offensive help. And again, they did a great job last week. I love the way that the coach used tight end Tyler Warren last week. He was used in 71% of their plays. He aligned at tight end. He was in the slot 9 times. Hell, he even lined up at wide receiver 6 times and in the backfield 2 times. So he had 7 receptions in that game. Jonathan Taylor running the ball real good. When healthy, I believe he's one of the best backs in the National Football League. Daniel Jones. Do I trust Daniel Jones though, man? Mm-hmm. That's the thing, man. Against that Denver's defense, man, I tell you what, I feel better that their chances with Daniel Jones and Richardson. So yeah. You know, and last week he faced pressure on only 24% of his dropbacks, and he was 17. He completed 17 of those attempts for 198 yards and 11 first downs. But that was against Miami. This, and to me, arguably the number 1 defense in the league. I don't think they get it done. I believe the Broncos hold serve at home and get that dub and go to 2-0. Got the Lone Wolf in there. Got the Lone Wolf in, baby.
Go ahead, Lone Wolf, baby.
Oh,
oh, we just came back.
I was gonna say, the octave didn't even register on the microphone.
Yeah, we missed about half of that. But my only concern is that Sean Payton drinking that Drew Brees Kool-Aid. After year 1, let's put the offense in your hands. No, keep it how it is. Run that football, play great defense, and play mistake-free football. That's how you win the division. That's how you get the playoffs, make some noise for this particular team. All right, next on the docket now, Panthers and Cardinals. Cardinals, after that win over the New Orleans Saints last week, Panthers had a terrible loss against the Jaguars. But we thought we saw Bryce Young last season, in the season, very, very well, very well. High hopes for this year against the Jaguars team where we have no clue how this team's going to be, and the Panthers basically shit the bed. Let's just keep it real. Panthers and Cardinals. Cardinals at home now. I'm going with Arizona to win this game. Another ugly matchup. Another one of those 20-13 kind of games. Cardinals, they got Kyler Murray who can make plays, but he's also his own worst enemy sometimes, and he tends to make boneheaded plays at crucial moments. But I think it's Carolina team. I think Carolina's they're in like straight tank mode yet again. Straight tank mode yet again for this year. So give me the Cardinals to win this game. Rather easy over the Panthers.
I'm with you on that one. Like the end of last year, we're like, oh man, Bryce Young, he bounced back. He found his groove. He gets his 3rd year. He's going to take that step. At least through week 1, he looked like the Bryce that was benched early last year. The Cardinals at home, they got Kyler Murray was sick last week. I think they, like you said, fairly easily, Carlos, give me the Cardinals here.
All right, everybody gone with the Cardinals. The Cardinals didn't impress me last week. They damn near got tired of a loss to the Saints, a team that's in full rebuild mode. They don't impress me at all. And I'm telling you right now, J.C. Horn is going to lock up Harrison Jr. Why? Because only twice in J.C. Horn's career has he allowed a receiver to catch 5 passes a game more than 90 yards in the game. He's one of the best young cornerbacks in the National Football League that people do not talk about. Panthers bounced back today. They beat the overrated Arizona Cardinals today. I'm going with the Carolina Panthers, baby. Roar, baby, roar. Let me hear you roar, Panthers.
You got to roar. You're a lone wolf there,
You got a
dog.
long wolf or a long roar. One of them.
I can't do the damn roar. I try to roar. Oh!
There we go.
There we go. Hey. That's a good one. That's a good one right there. All right. Let's get it on, man. So you're long with the Broncos and Panthers. Yes, sir.
Right.
All right, y'all. Strap on tight now. Let's get it, man. This is our Ask NFL Terms Game of the Week. It is a rematch of last year's Super Bowl debacle, or belt to ass, as Lawrence would say, BTA, where the Eagles spanked the Chiefs in that matchup. But now it is a fresh start, week 2 of the NFL season, and here we go. Look, Eagles and Chiefs have met now 2 of the last 3 years in the Super Bowl, where both have taken a win from each other. Jalen Hurts and company, they're a team that's all about winning, no matter what the cost is. He is the quarterback that also says that we win at no cost at all, right? And we saw that in week 1. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, hello, where you at? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter with this team as long as they get the win. And I hope that those receivers, and A.J. Brown especially, get the memo. We don't care about stats. I got me as a quarterback, Jalen Hurts. We got Saquon Barkley as a running back, right? And then we have a really good defense. Let's just keep winning for our legacy's sake. So they come in there with the mindset of, hey, we're the best team in the NFL. All this Packer talk, that's cool. The Eagles are going to show everyone why they are the defending, reigning Super Bowl champions. But here comes Kansas City, says, not so fast, my friend. Not so fast. Yes, we lost to the Chargers week 1. But let me play, not devil's advocate. What's the opposite of that? A silver lining kind of guy for Kansas City. When you start on a Friday, week 1 in Brazil, you know, it's a little different. I can kind of let them have that L for a minute. Don't get it twisted. The Chargers still put belt to ass with Herbert. He did a fantastic job. So shout out to Herbert and the Chargers for that dub. The Chiefs, though, first official game in the United States now for the year, at home. Arrowhead Stadium's going to be rocking and rolling. I'm with both these teams. It's going to be a fantastic matchup. But my problem is for the Chiefs, how are you going to score? How are you going to score? Now, thank God Worthy is back, and he's going to play some in this game. But where are we going to go? I said it before the season started. I say it now. Chiefs' offense is going to be Pat Mahomes and Pat Mahomes only, and he's got to find a way to get someone until Rashee Rice can come back, or unless they can get someone in free agency for the receiver spot. Besides that, very, very, very tough start for the Chiefs. Give me Philadelphia to win this matchup. And tell folks, don't forget about us in the NFC. Yes, Micah Parsons is with the Packers right now, but hey, don't forget about us. We're still the champions, and we're going to prove it today in Arrowhead Stadium. Give me the Eagles in a dub today. Dolph, how you feeling, brother?
For the Chiefs to try to take some of this stank off of what happened to them a few months ago at the beginning of this year, when they were totally embarrassed, humiliated. I don't care. I ain't got the damn word right. That's how damn bad it was. I'm telling you right now, if this is a game where the Chiefs are unable to establish the run, I believe they're going to suffer the same fate today. Now, when passing, here's where I'm going with this. To me, the Chiefs must establish the run, thus opening up play action for Patrick Mahomes. And the person they should target and most likely will target would be Adoree Jackson. Last week against the Cowboys, Adoree Jackson allowed 5 receptions on 7 targets for 103 yards. So he's going to be a guy that I'm sure that the Chiefs are going to be looking to attack. I understand they were in Brazil last week. I understand this is the home opener. I understand it's against the defending world champion Philadelphia Eagles, the team that denied the Chiefs a three-peat. But I just don't think the Chiefs have enough weapons to beat the Eagles today. I'm going with the Eagles, man.
Lawrence, what's up with it, brother?
I wish Derpy was in here so he could see I'm not a Bills homer. I don't hate the Chiefs. I have no statistical reason to pick the Kansas City Chiefs, aside from the fact that they've never lost 3 in a row, and I can't picture them being 0-2 on this season. To me, I'm going to take the Chiefs just simply because of who they are and who they've been. 3 losses in a row, twice to the same team. I just can't fathom that. So I'm going to take the Chiefs. They're going to right the ship. And like you told, Carlos said, the Eagles, hey, remember us in the NFC. All the talk has been of Josh this week, Lamar playing great, Derrick Henry. The Chiefs are going to also remind people, hey, we've been in the last 3 Super Bowls. We won 2 of them. We are the Kansas City Chiefs. So somehow, some way, they find a win. Like, I can't find a reason statistically, X's and O's wise. I just trust that Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes will find their way to get it done and get to 500.
And you're going to long wolf it, Lawrence.
Oh, yeah. Woo! I'll do Ric Flair instead.
What the hell was that?
Nature boy, man. We'll do Ric Flair.
Hey, he tried, dog. He tried. That's all that matters.
Hey, that ain't trying. That's no damn woo. That ain't no damn how.
Ric Flair sounds like a wolf.
I thought he was a choo-choo train.
Yeah, call me Thomas the Tank Engine, baby. Here we go.
I thought it was Thomas the Train. Shit.
It's Thomas the Train.
Thomas.
He was the caboose, huh?
You watch Bullet Train, that has a whole different meaning.
Yeah,
that wasn't the sound of Bullet Train, man. We're gonna work on it.
Let's keep it rocking and rolling, man. I'm gonna do the Sunday Night Football Falcons versus Vikings, man. I love this matchup. I think the Falcons are a fun team. They're gonna beat a lot of games this year. That was a tough loss to the Tampa Bay. They just pretty much kicked Younghoe Koo off the roster, and now they got Parker Romo is your new kicker now for Atlanta. So Younghoe Koo had a phenomenal about 4-year stretch in last year, and this year he's just been I don't know what's going on, my boy. Now he's out of there. So right now the Falcons say, hey, that's our reason for losing. We're gonna find out. Vikings though, man, they showed me what they are about. JJ McCarthy, night and day, 180, first half and second half. If we get that second half McCarthy for the entire year, this Vikings team could be dangerous. They're at home now. Skulls are going to be going crazy. Sunday Night Football. First of all, how lucky if you're McCarthy to have not only Monday night, but the next week, Sunday Night Football. So the NFL must know something about the Vikings that I have no clue about. But right now, Minnesota is playing at home. I like the Vikings to beat the Falcons and kind of stump a mud hole in them. Them dirty birds, them dirty turds. How about that, man? Lawrence, how you feeling about this matchup?
I think a lot of the same thing as the Bills in terms of don't let the comeback cloud and forget why you were in the hole in the first place. JJ McCarthy won NFC Player of the Week essentially for his fourth quarter, but those first 3 quarters he was really bad. And the Falcons played the Buccaneers as hard as they could last week, who's been the top team in that division. So the question really is which McCarthy, like you said, if you get that fourth quarter McCarthy, Carlos, they're going to be rolling. The question is, can he sustain that? That was how he ended. So can he keep that rolling, or is he going to be one of these slow starters? I have to rebound from a hole a lot of the time. So I think the Falcons win, but it's really going to be interesting to watch how he plays. Is he the fourth quarter one, the first half, or is he somewhere in between?
Hey, said Thomas the Train, and what makes it worse is Lawrence wearing the Thomas Train colors, baby. Hey, that is funny.
Red, white, and blue.
That's so funny. Yeah, how you feeling about Falcons and Vikings, man? Intriguing matchup, I know.
Man, first of all, man, you got to take your hat off to the 2 new additions to that Vikings defensive front. Javon Hargrave and Jonathan Allen, who both recorded a team high 6 pressures last week. Caleb Williams was pressured on 34% of his dropbacks. So I'm looking for them to get out the young Michael Penix Jr., who, by the way, acquitted himself real well last week and, quite frankly, deserved to lead that game with a W. James Pierce Jr., of course, one of the first-round picks for the Falcons this season. He had 4 pressures on 15 pass rushes. So the Falcons, listen, it's hard for me to say. Cowboy, I know you're listening with open ears and everything, man, but I'm taking my fandom off and I'm putting on my analyst hat, man. I believe this is going to be one of the better games of the day. Mm-hmm. And with that being said, it's in Minnesota. J.J. McCarthy, like you said, Lawrence, everyone looks at the end of the game, but for 3 quarters, he straight sucked. You know, it didn't look pretty. So with that being said, this being the home opener for the young man. Hold on, they were at home no, they were in Chicago. This being the home opener for the Vikings. I'm kind of iffy on it, but hell, I'm gonna go with the Vikings because they're home. I think they just squeaked by the Falcons, and plus this will be Michael Penix's first road game as the man from start to finish. So I'm anxious to see how he performs. But give me the Vikings at home in this contest.
Hell yeah, I like that. Hold on, did we all, Lawrence, you win again?
No, we did. We're good.
We're all 3 of us. I'll make sure you get the caboose us again. I mean,
I'm at the front. I'm the front engine there. I'm the Thomas and leading, not in the back, Carlos.
I got you. Hey, let's keep it rocking and rolling now. Hey, Lawrence, hit us up with Bucks versus Texans. What's up with that?
A good matchup here. The Texans. I look at their offensive line. We talked about this last week before. Like, their offensive line is in shambles, and it was again that way against the Rams last Sunday. The Buccaneers are going to be on the road again to face the Texans, but their pass rush is going to be licking their chops to get after it. You imagine the offense is going to be a little bit better for the Buccaneers, not having to scrape it out at the end. It's going to be a line type game. If the Texans can keep Stroud clean, I think they have opportunities to beat that defense. I just don't think they will. I think they get to him, and then Emeka Buka is going to continue having his impact. OHIO, baby. Ohio State wide receiver U, making plays all over the NFL. Buccaneers here on this one in the first. This is the doubleheader Monday Night Football. So the first game of that doubleheader. Dolph, how you see your NFC South Division champion Bucks faring against the Texans?
I see.
I don't like how you said that. Yeah. I don't like how you said that, dog. I'm just.
I told it. Hey. Listen. We under construction right now. So I gotta take it. Listen, let them all get their pot shots in this year while they can. Now, believe me, when we get back where we belong, baby, I'm gonna be talking my it.
That's right.
So with that being said, man, listen. Tampa Bay has been the best team in this division for the last 4 years. Man, 5 years. I love the Buka kid, man. Him and Baker have great chemistry already. They're the most complete team in the NFC South, and I believe one of the better teams in the National Football League. Shouts out to Baker Mayfield, a young man who came in as #1 pick with the Browns. We all know what happened there. I believe he was screwed by the Browns. He led them to the playoffs. He gets hurt. They decide to move on from him, and we see where they have been ever since. And I'm sure they're regretting that move. But him going to Tampa Bay has been a heaven sent, and I kind of wish we'd have signed him instead of Derek Carr. But that's for another day. But with that being said, man, C.J. Gardner-Johnson as your safety, he appears to be filling in for Maury. I believe CJ can get had, man, with this receiving core from the Buccaneers, and CJ Stroud just hasn't gotten back to that caliber player in my estimation that he had his rookie season. He's got to find that. He's got to find that somewhere. But it's going to be a tough task today against Tampa Bay. But they are at home. And I said all that to say that I'm rolling with the Texans, baby. C.J. Stroud. That's right. I said all that. I set it up perfectly, baby. I'm rolling with the Texans at home in an upset over the Buccaneers. There you go.
Well, all right, I'm going with Tampa Bay. You're gonna have to loan this one, man. Loan with this one. Look, I love the Buccaneers makeup, man. I love it. And they're embodying Baker Mayfield. I think Mike Evans has a monster game today as well. I'm very concerned for Houston. I just am. Maybe the Rams are. I mean, Rams are a really good defense, and they did play at home. The Rams did against Houston, so that could differ. Houston is at home now; they're a lot better at home. But Stroud, his progression, and it could be just the lack of weapons now. I don't know. Nico Collins is your one. And then after that, it's kind of like a drop off with weapons, and Mixon is still on IR right now. So I don't know how they're going to actually score because I saw it was basically Stroud throwing to Collins and then his tight end Schultz, and that was the game plan pretty much. It did not work against the Rams. A lot of 3-and-outs, but then they had the Buccaneers, similar style of defense compared to the Los Angeles Rams. Their only thing is they're at home. That's their bread and butter. Can they make it work? I think not in this game. Give me the Buccaneers to find a way to win this one. I got a low scoring matchup somewhere in like the low 20s each team, but should be a really good matchup though. So, but give me the Buccaneers. Go ahead along with this one, baby.
All right, and one more thing. One of the reasons I am going with the Texans in this game is because of Will Anderson Jr. and Danielle Hunter. Those two are real problem. I think they may be the best pass rushing duo in the National Football League. And last week the Bucks did allow 40% pressure on Baker Mayfield last week, and we got to remember that Tristan Wirth is still out.
Yeah,
they all pro tackle, so that's another reason that I'm going with the Texans. So I don't know if I lone wolf it or I told him to train it. So I'm gonna go ahead and lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf.
I think my time to train be just a bunch of coughing. That's my time to train.
Oh man,
that's my whoop. All right, Dogs, take us home, man. Chargers versus Raiders, Monday Night Football Part 2.
Oh, Monday Night Football, Chargers and Raiders. God damn it! I don't think my boy if my boy Brock Ball was playing tomorrow, man. If Brock Ball was playing, baby. I love the way him and Gino got that connection. I love Myers. The Raiders defense is actually a good unit, man. I love the additions they made on that side of the ball. But everyone sees since last season, since Jim Harbaugh arrived, we started to see the transformation of the I so bad want to say the San Diego Chargers, but the Los Angeles Chargers. We see the transformation of them. Now, Ashton Genty last week, he did score a touchdown in his debut, and that was about it. It was unimpressive on the ground, and I think it's going to be tough for them to run the ball again this week. I'm going with the Chargers in this one. Sorry, 9. I'm going with the Chargers in this one, 24-16.
Gotcha. I'm going to go with the Chargers as well to win this one, and I want to give a big shout out to Jim Harbaugh. For making that transformation. You know, he's heavily into the run game. But we clearly saw in week 1, he's like, man, look, I got me a potential top 5 quarterback. We got to get him weapons, and we got to throw that football. And they did that. I was surprised how much they threw against Kansas City, matter of fact, in that week 1 matchup in Brazil. So they said, put the ball in Herbert's hands, let him sling that rock. They brought Keenan Allen back. So that's another jolt to your offensive weapon because let's face it, last year with Johnson missing so many catches, all they had was McConkey, and that was it. And that's not enough to get you anywhere deep in the playoffs. So they brought back Keenan Allen, and of course now Herbert has that mindset that we'll throw a lot more they will run it because I am a top 5 quarterback when it's all said and done, all healthy. And I like that Jim Harbaugh came out with that approach. They take the same approach now. We just saw a boxing match, one of the best boxing matches we just saw yesterday between Bud Crawford, the champion, super middleweight, baby. 3 division champion now, and Terrence Bud Crawford defeat Saul Canelo Alvarez, and that was played in Las Vegas where the Raiders played. Well, now they will transform that back to turf into the dome again for the Raiders, just for them to lose against the Chargers, man. But I do like the Raiders, and Geno Smith does get them an upgrade in offense. He does, and Pete Carroll will give them an upgrade in defense. But this particular night, give me the Chargers, who I believe are upgrading all those facets to their damn selves. So I'm going with Los Angeles to win this game, to go 2-0. How about you, Lawrence?
Yeah, I'm not going to be a lone wolf in this. I listen to Sirius XM NFL radio a lot, especially moving the chains. They had on Pete Carroll this week, and he talked about Genty being a little bit too hyped for this game. He talked about a few times where when they looked at film, like, man, you had this cutback lane if you were just patient. So I think that's kind of that first game, like he's overexcited. Like Dolph said, he did get the touchdown. But I'm expecting a better game from Genty now that he's had that NFL experience, those jitters, those butterflies, a little less, be more patient, which is a runner like we saw. So I think that Raiders will be even more potent on offense with that. But like you said, Carlos, like you said, Dolph, what Harbaugh's putting in place here, he wins everywhere he goes. And not just wins, he wins big. And I think he started this season off with showing what type of winning they expect by beating the powerhouse Chiefs. Like, they've owned that division for a long time. So I think they continue that role. They're going to move to 2-0 within the division, 2-0 overall. Chargers close out week 2 with a win over the Raiders.
Yeah, no one's going along with that one. We're all going Chargers on that one, y'all. So that's exciting to know about that. Go Chargers.
Which means we probably going to be wrong.
Probably gonna be wrong. That's how it usually happens, right? Uh-oh, y'all hear that?
Uh-oh. What time it is?
I think somebody want to win some money, y'all.
Yeah, people
want to win some money right now. They want to win some money, man. Get your money right.
Get your money up, baby. Let's go. Let's do it, baby.
Let's get it, man. This is Cash In with Carlos. Let's rock and roll with it, man. Who want to win some money around here, man? I know I do. Let's go. Hey, this will be our Super Bowl rematch edition. So get your parlays ready, y'all. Chiefs, Eagles, it's going to be a damn good one. And these two teams got some bad blood for each other. And no, I'm not talking about Taylor Swift with her bad blood ass. No. We talk about Chiefs and the Eagles wanting to beat that ass on each other. Chiefs, they want a rematch. They got it right here, week 2. So let's start with Pat Mahomes. Over, under, 23.5 rushing yards for the Eagles. PJ, give me the over. Here's why. He gonna be running for his life yet again. No weapons on the outside of throws too. He's gonna use his legs. Give me Pat Mahomes way over 23.5 rushing yards versus the Eagles. AJ Brown, what's up with him, man? We saw he ain't come good at all. 1 catch, 8 yards. What's that wrong? I don't understand. Yo, they got him over under 73.5 yards receiving versus the Chiefs. PJ, we can't do that. Give me the under. Here's why. Because the Eagles say we want to win at any given cost. It doesn't matter. AJ Brown, you're probably going to have right around 1,000 on the dot for the year. But in this game, it's going to be all about Jalen Hurts and that man Saquon Barkley. I don't care about yards. Give us touchdowns. That's all we want, man. Give us a touchdown. And speaking of Saquon Barkley, y'all, hey, also, over under 87.5 rushing yards for the Eagles. Well, he went way under last week, and in their Super Bowl last year, he was super under. Why? Because Taylor Hurts put that cape on and said, I got you, y'all. Give me the under for Saquon Barkley. See this right, y'all. The under. We want touchdowns, and we want a dub. That's all that matters right now. You got your boy in the backfield, the Chiefs defensive tackle. It's going to be a monster. Chris Jones stopping that run yet again. So, Saquon Barkley, under 87.5 yards rushing. It's all about touchdowns. Travis Kelce, where have you been? He had a big-ass catch last week for a tutty. That's right. But the over-under, 45.5 receiving yards versus the Eagles. Pat Mahomes got to throw to somebody. Somebody got to be open. It might as well be Travis Kelce, PJ. Give us the over. Give us the over. Kelsey, welcome back to the party, man. Not only a touchdown, but give me about 50 to 55 yard receiving for them. I like it, man. Travis Kelsey going for the over 45.5 receiving yards. And of course, Jalen Hurts a minus 111 for anytime touchdown. Cash it in, y'all. This has been your boy Carlos and PJ with Cash In with Carlos.
And if you did anything Carlos said last week, guys, you would have made some serious bank to put on this week.
We went 3 for 3. We went 3 for 3 last week, y'all. So, hey, now don't get it twisted, y'all. You lose your money, it ain't on me, baby. It ain't on me. It ain't on me, man. But they say 1-800-GAMBLING. Yeah, call that number. And that has been Cash In with Carlos, week 2 edition, y'all. Let's rock and roll, man.
All right, family. With that being said, y'all know what time it is. It's time for the most popular segment, baby, on all the pregame shows in the world, baby. That's right. It's time for Straight What, guys? Help your boy, dog, baby. It's time for Straight Ball. Carlos music in the background, baby. Let's get it on, baby.
Oh, you want that one?
I want that one, baby. I want that one, baby.
I want that one. Hold on. Let me get it back there. Let me get it back. Hold on. Let's get it, y'all.
Here we go, baby.
Oh, hold on. Can we play it? Can I play it? Why it's not coming on, dog?
There you go, right there. All right, man. Turn it up. Here we go. All right, everybody. Who's your straight baller for the day? Everybody in the chat right now, I need you to pick your straight balling player for the day. My straight balling player for the day, baby, resides in the Sunshine State. That's right, in the state of Florida, baby. His name is Bucky, but not Bucky Brooks. I'm going with Bucky Irvin, the young running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Last week, he ran for 90 yards. This week against the Texans, they're going to have to establish the run. And Bucky go buck all over the Texans in Texas, baby. He will rush for 108 yards today. My straight balling player today, Bucky Irvin of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's get it.
Balling. Lawrence.
We're sticking in the Sunshine State. Straight balling. It's going to be Tua Tagovailoa bouncing back from an awful week 1. All the pressure's on him in Miami. He's 7-0 against the New England Patriots. He's going to put up over 350 today. 4 tutties. Bounce back win for the Dolphins with Tua straight balling.
I'm going to go the opposite of the Sunshine State. I'm going with Cali, baby. Give me California. I'm going with the LA Rams defense, and more specifically, Derek Verse is going to have a monster game because he barbecue chicken. The Tennessee Titans come into Tennessee with no offense at all. He's going to wreak havoc. I'm going with 2.5 sacks for Jared Verse, and the Rams sacked the Titans a total 7 times in this game. I got Jared Verse as my straight rolling player of the week.
All right, let's go, Carlos. Let it keep rolling. Let's go in the chat. Mozzie, who you got? Mozzie said straight ball on left field. Top one throwing wide receiver for the Chiefs. No one sees it coming. All right, Mozzie. Willie Snyder. Oh, what up, cousin Willie? Uncle Willie in the house. Willie says, I'm going with Justin Herbert because I started him over Mayfield and Johnson. Okay, Willie, thank you for that. So that's going to do it for Straight Balling of the Week, family. Listen, it's been a great show. Thank everybody for joining us for As the NFL Turns. And we'll be back next week, same time, same place, same channel, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern. Enjoy a great day of football, family. And I got another comment before I get out. Oh, no, it's you late, baby, but who that, baby? I see you in a minute, baby.
Who that,
baby? But listen, we going to get on out of here. Thank you all for being here. This has been As the NFL Turns. And remember, family, the doors are always open. So come on in. Have a good Sunday, everybody. We out.
Take it easy, man.
The Comma in Sports Network.